I'm saying that in a humble way, but also in a respectful way. Like, it's gonna be hard to compete with Rain. And
Mic drop.
I'm so serious. Like, I have such a big vision for it that I know that we're gonna be a huge staple.
Yeah. All right, guys, welcome back. That was way too loud. All right, guys, welcome back to episode 6 of Rain Talk, and I have my host back with me here. What's going on, Abby?
What's up?
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So, what did you think about our last episode?
It was good.
What did you really think about it? I want your honest opinion on the last episode with Lloyd.
I think it's hard when you bring someone, especially since we're still new at this.
Yeah.
I think you could have done better
What do you
with
rate
your
me?
questions.
Yeah. What do you rate me 1 to 10?
8.
Yeah, I think there's always room for improvement. I think going into that was our first guest, and we didn't know how to approach it, how to handle it, and we didn't even have a script, so we were just rolling with it. And I think we did a good job. It had a pretty good amount of views on it.
Yeah.
But
And a lot of people were, I think it's cool because you're talking to another person in the industry,
Mhm.
and even though the businesses are related, they are run differently. So I think that was really cool.
yeah, hearing different perspectives on how they got started, how we got started. And that's the point of this podcast, is I want to bring on other guests, not necessarily gym owners, but other business owners, other people that work the corporate world. And I want to hear their perspective, because somebody might be going through the same thing at some point.
For sure.
And so that's the reason behind this podcast, guys. Not just for you guys to hear us ramble and talk about our life, but we want you guys to get something out of this. So jumping into it, let's get started. So you go ahead.
I think we should start by asking each other, how do we stay motivated and like keep pursuing growth, personal and business growth?
So personal growth, how do I stay motivated? I would say I'm always looking to be better. And that's personal, and then that's also the business side. But personally, I just want to continue to grow, because whether I'm learning something new or whether I'm doing something that I haven't done before, I'm putting myself in a position to become better at whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm learning.
For sure.
And I think what people mess up with is think they know everything, or they just don't want, or they're too scared to take a risk into something new.
For sure.
So that's why I keep myself motivated to continue to grow and to continue to keep getting better. And a business mindset, I would say how I motivate myself with that is I don't want to be a loser.
What's a loser in your opinion?
Well, a loser for me is someone that's lazy, someone that's scared to take risks in their business. And so personally, I think the best way to continue to grow the business is put everything you have into it. Don't be scared to take those risks, because without risk, there's no reward.
And get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think when people start a business and it starts to run successful, they get lazy, they get complacent, they get satisfied. And I don't see that in myself yet. I don't think I ever will. And that's why you fell in love with me. What about you?
But like, be honest, you didn't think like that before. When you were younger, that didn't go through your mind.
No.
So when do you think that was like a wake-up call for you to like feel this way, or to change your perspective?
Yeah, I think my mindset has always been the same, but my surroundings were different. Whether it was baseball, I always wanted to be good, I always wanted to be the best, and I always wanted to work hard. It doesn't matter what I was doing at a certain point. I think I always wanted to become the best I could at that. And honestly, personally, I think I'm hard on myself. When I was in baseball, I was really hard on myself. When I was in sales, I wasn't satisfied with how much I was selling. I knew I could work harder, and I think that's just how I look up on myself. Like, I'm going to be my biggest critic no matter what. And so there wasn't really a moment that changed how I thought about things, but why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Because
You're going, oh man.
I'm laughing because I agree with everything that you're saying, but you have to be a realist too.
Okay, yeah. How am I not being real?
You were getting pretty complacent in your insurance job.
Yes.
So how did you get out of that?
Man, that's a good question. I did become complacent in the insurance job, and I think a big portion of that is because we had bought a house. I've never owned a house. We bought a vehicle. I mean, bought vehicles, but not really from a dealership. And so those are two big things or two events that I never actually experienced growing up. And so now that I had attained that, I got comfortable within that. And really, I guess a pivotal moment was me getting fired from Liberty Mutual. Understanding how hard it was to actually get a job nowadays. And so, as the man in the relationship, I didn't want to be the guy that does not have a paying job or that cannot support the family. Even though we don't have kids, you are still my wife, and I do need to support you. And I know we don't really have roles, but that is a role that I have to fulfill, being the man of the relationship. So it was either sink or swim.
And you decided to swim.
Yeah, I sunk for a little bit, but then yeah. But it is what it is, you know. Things happen for a reason, and we're in a better place now, relationship-wise, financially wise, just all in general.
I agree with you.
What about you?
What about me?
How do you stay motivated? Because from someone who was not even born here and had a lot of obstacles growing up, you turned out all right. So how do you continue to stay motivated?
I like how you said that because you're right. Even though I had a lot of obstacles on the way, I think a lot of people have a sad story, something that happened to us in the past. But I think that you use that either as fuel to get better, or you decide to use it as an obstacle to have the victim mentality. And yes, I wasn't born in the US. I moved to Houston when I was 9-ish years old. And both of my parents obviously they didn't have a citizenship. They weren't from here either. So it was difficult at first to kind of like move to a whole new country and learn a whole new language. And I think that as an immigrant, your parents try to overprotect you and they don't want you to get hurt. So they don't want you to think that there's other possibilities for you out there. And I think that's what kind of like was part of my childhood. But I think that in general, that didn't stop me from pursuing other things.
Yeah.
And that's why I knew that college was something that I had to go through in order to make connections and expand my mindset. Because I think I was pretty close-minded. There was a lot of things that I didn't know that I know now.
Yeah.
So I stay motivated by that it doesn't matter where I came from or where my parents come from. Like, all that matters are my actions and my ability to go find opportunities, go find new opportunities that are helping me to continue to grow as a person and our businesses. And that motivates me a lot because I love sharing my story with other younger members at the gym or other people that are either, in the same situation I was in, being an immigrant or dealing with trying to find a job and not being able to because they don't have a social security number, or not knowing the right people to help them do certain things, or even like going to school and them saying that they are not able to go to school because they don't have money or whatever. Like, dude, I didn't have money either.
Or they're not from here. That's why they're
Yeah,
not. Yeah.
like I was not from here. I did not have money either. My parents didn't pay for my college, but I looked for opportunities. And that's when I started applying for scholarships, started looking into stuff that was going to help me pay off for school. So I think that there's always going to be something out there to help you, but you are responsible to go find it yourself. Like, no one's going to help you if you don't help yourself.
There's no handouts.
There's no handouts. And I think that's the reason why I am the way I am today, because even though I had to maybe go through extra steps to cover my tuition, uh, finish school or whatever it is, or start a business with you, like we've always worked really hard. We've always showed up regardless of what day it is or what holiday is. Like we've always have been passionate about our goals.
Yeah.
And even if we're feeling like, oh man, I'm tired today, like I don't want to do this today, we always try to find a solution or to see things from a positive perspective. And I think that's what helps so much, because in reality there's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be something that gets on your way.
Yeah.
But it's about your personal decision. Like, how do you want to proceed from this obstacle? Are you going to just use it as an excuse to stop now?
Yeah.
Or are you going to use it like fuel to be better?
Mm-hmm.
And I think my biggest motivation is thinking about like my future generations or our future generations. Like I want our kids to be proud of us. I want them to be like, dude, like mom and dad are badasses. Like they're killing it. Like even though mom wasn't born in the US, even though she didn't have the parent, like my grandparents paying for college, like she still did it. Yeah. She still like moved forward with that to start their own business. Like that's motivating. And same thing with like past or future generations from them, like our grandkids.
Yeah.
Like I want them to be like, dude, like grandma was a boss.
So I guess you see it more the future of what's to come.
Yeah. And even the present. Like I get excited because I want to also open opportunities for our family, for the people that we care about, our friends. Like I want our circle to win. I want you to win as my husband too. Like I want to make you proud. I want to make our friends proud. Like I want to open more doors. That's what gets me excited.
On that topic.
And that's how I stay motivated.
Yeah. On that topic of, I mean, of course we want our friends to do good and we want everybody around us to do good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a certain point where then people don't want to help themselves.
I agree.
I mean, they may say they want they want to work hard and do all this, but their actions show completely different.
So you mean like actions speak louder than words?
Yeah, actions speak louder than words. But what I'm trying to say is, in a sense, yes, we want the best for people, but they have to want it for themselves before anything.
Oh yeah.
Because you can only bring them so far until they can't. They just become dead weight in a sense.
And I think that's when you realize who you want to be around with. Because I feel like I generally want people around us to be better. Like I want to be able to open new doors for them, or at least throw their name.
Give them the opportunity.
Yeah, if I'm able to give them an opportunity. But you're right. I mean, sometimes people don't want that. They get overwhelmed and maybe they don't want to proceed with what they're doing, or it's just not for them anymore.
And I mean, it sucks to say that because obviously, like going back to, we want the most for them, you know, but I mean, everyone has their own path and it's up to them to make that decision.
Yep.
All right. So guys, we want the best for you. Are you guys listening? Genuinely, like I want everybody to succeed. Other gym owners, they don't matter that we're in the same industry. I want to help them out. I want to bounce each other ideas off of each other. That way we can all grow together. But yeah, I do like what you said though. When you said about showing up, you have to show up no matter what you're feeling, no matter how you feel that day. Showing up is 90% of it.
Yeah.
Now I took that into sports. I took that into school.
Everything.
To the gym.
Everything. I think you have to show how hungry you are for something. Like, you can make all the excuses you want. You can say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it tomorrow because I'm busy with this today. But I think that your actions are going to really show how you're really feeling.
Yeah.
Because like you said, actions speak louder than words. So at the end of the day, it's up to you and no one else. Don't be mad at me if you're not where you want to be. Be mad at yourself for not being there. And
Yeah.
I think that's something that we all should keep in mind. Like, we are accountable
Yeah.
for our own actions.
That's what I was gonna say. Accountability and holding ourselves accountable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you want somebody to hold you accountable, but at the end of the day, you have to hold yourself accountable and
For
hold
sure.
yourself to that standard.
Yep.
But it gets tiring, you know, like
I-
beating a dead horse, like telling somebody the same thing
Yeah.
over and over again, and then them not doing it. And I mean, you know, I have some friends that are like that as well, like giving them the opportunities and they continue to not show up.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I said, everyone has their own path, and we're all doing what we can do.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about Rain 2.0.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
I think some people are interested in knowing where we are in that process.
I think it's a very interesting process because we are both new in this. It's exciting. It's stressful. The way I describe it to people, this is like a school project. And you're doing that school project that you just don't want to do anymore. You're stressed out. You're done with it. It's maybe out of your comfort zone, but you know you can't stop. Like, you have to really move forward with it if you really want to pass the class. That's how I see it. I want to get an A. I want to get an A on this.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it's something new, if it's something that I completely don't understand. I'm going to go and do my research because I really want to get an A. Where we are, I mean, we already submitted our plans for approval. We're just waiting for city approval. As soon as we get approval, construction begins. And I think the construction part of it, it's the easiest part.
I think so too. And I think it's the funnest part.
I think so too, yeah.
Like seeing you just go from a piece of land to laying the foundation, doing the parking lot, putting up the building, and doing everything inside. Like, it's like we're building our house.
It is. And what I think it's even more rewarding out of this is that, you know, when you have a goal in mind and you can see it, like you can see it in your brain. Like, I can literally like close my eyes and I can see what the build out's gonna look like. I can see people walking in, going to the restroom, working out, like walking through the halls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can see that. I can see in my mind the parking lot, like what it's gonna look like, where the little trees are gonna go. Like, I can see that.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you have an idea or a project, and it doesn't matter what percentage you're in, like how
Like far along you
how
are.
far along you are, but if you see the finish line, like you can touch it
Or envision it.
or you envision it, that's what gets you going. And even though people might not understand, they might think you're crazy or just don't agree with what you're doing, I think is what makes it even more rewarding, because you don't care what people think. Like, I genuinely don't care if people think what we're doing is crazy, or if they think that you've only been in this business for 2 years, why are you building a multi-million dollar project? Because I can and I want to.
Yeah, I think
Period.
When you look at it like that, it does look crazy to do that. But I think we see the bigger picture in it.
Yeah.
You know, where someone
Like,
that
I'm
just,
ready for it.
Yeah.
And we've done such a good job with our current location. Like, we've maximized the space. We've been as efficient as we possibly can. We pay attention to little details. And I think because of all of that, we've been able to do what we've done so far and be in the position that we're in. So, to me, being in this position is like something to be really grateful for.
Exactly. I was gonna say I am grateful to be in this position. Like, to be able to have a business blow up the way it did, and have the opportunity for the people that signed up at the gym when we didn't have anything there and they're still there.
I know.
It's so rewarding to be able to give them something that, like,
It's
we've
better.
all earned. You know, like, they were there when we didn't have shit, Now they're going to be there when we have everything.
Yeah. And
So-
now with the new location.
Yeah. So it's like, it's almost in a sense that they've earned that. And I feel good about giving that to them, you know, for the day ones that have been there.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Like, I'm very thankful for those people that believed in this since day one,
Like,
without
even
knowing us, without
Yeah.
having all the machines that we have now. And I feel like thanks to them, we were able to do this as well, because that's just shows that their support was needed.
For sure. And then when they say, "You guys excited for your new gym?" I'm like, "It's our gym.
Oh yeah.
You know, this is all of ours. Like, let's all have fun and let's all do it." And that's why building this with one of our members is going to be cool.
Yeah.
And then having some other members, you know, when we're moving the machines and doing all this, like, that's going to be stuff that we look back at it 5
Yeah.
years from now. I'm like, damn, this is amazing.
And that's why I like talking about this stuff now and like recording it, because I want to be able to look back
Yeah,
and being like, dude, like right now you're just talking about it, but just wait on it.
for sure.
Like, you have no idea how far this is going to get.
And that was a big thing about like us doing recording, starting the podcast, doing the vlogging, is we're not really people who like to share a lot and even record ourselves a lot. But the fact that we're doing this, not really for us, but for all of us watching and then going into 5 years from now, looking back at this, that's going to be really cool, because it's like you're setting it up and you're speaking it into existence.
That's what I was looking for. You speak it into existence.
Yeah.
Because going back to it, even talking about us building a whole new construction project was crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe it. I'll just go with it. Like, dude, just go with it. Go with it. Go with it. Like, you're good. Just look into it. Do your research. Find out what you need to do. And I would even ask myself, like, why am I doing this right now? Why am I trying to find lenders? Or why am I looking for a lot for a new construction? Like, am I really gonna do this? Is Alex gonna want to do this? But it was just in the position that we were in.
Yeah. That's why I say, like, everything happens for a reason.
For sure. And I think that when we first got approved for a significant loan, we were like, dude, like, is Rain really getting approved for this much?
Yeah.
That's what made me really proud. Because since I have a background in lending, I understand the process of lending. I understand what it's like to go to a bank and borrow funds. I know they do their due diligence. They look at your financials, your credit report, your DTI. They look at everything associated with your finances. So the fact that they looked at our stuff and they were okay with letting us borrow money,
For a business that was less than 2 years old.
yes, that made me feel so good. Like, all this work was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was worth every single sacrifice. Because of that, we are here in this situation now.
Yeah.
And I think that made me feel so much more confident with the business that I decided to proceed. And we both officially said, you know what, let's start definitely looking for land. Like, we need to start our own gym. Like,
Yeah.
this is what we want.
And we have the capability to build it how we want to do it.
Yes. Especially since we know that the current building, it's an older building.
It has its flaws.
It has a lot of flaws.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to do Rain bigger and better, that's exciting.
For sure.
Like, we've been able to do what we've done so far
In less than 3
with
years.
this building, and we are literally transitioning to something completely new from the start, the way we want it to look like.
Yeah.
That's like big to me.
No, yeah. I mean, that's not something that you see all the time. For sure.
And then, like, I think once we officially submitted the offer for our land, our offer got accepted. I was like, dude, this is coming like our reality.
Yeah.
Like, am I dreaming right now? But I think every single step through this process just makes this shit feel more real.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we knew anything going into this. Like we're still learning as we
Yeah.
go,
And
and I think that's the part that I'm grateful for as well because now going into the next project, we already know what's up.
oh yeah,
Speaking on the next project, what is your goal for Rain?
I want Rain to have multiple locations.
But when you think about Rain, what other company or business do you compare it to?
What do you mean?
Like when you think about Rain Athletics Gym, is there another gym that you want to be on the same level as? Is there another business that you want to be in the same level as?
I don't think about it like that. I think about it more like I know our strengths and I know our weaknesses. And I know that once we build this new location, it's going to be hard to compete with us. And I mean that like humbly. Is that a word?
I think so. I don't know.
And respectfully.
Respectfully.
Well, both. Like I'm saying that in a humble way, but also in a respectful way. Like it's going to be hard to compete with Rain. And
mic drop.
I'm so serious. Like I have such a big vision for it that I know that we're gonna be a huge staple.
Yeah.
In the area where we are right now, but also in maybe like the outskirts.
Or another city.
Or another city. Yeah.
No, I'm excited for what's to come.
I think my goal, and I'm gonna say right now because I know I'm gonna bring it into existence.
It's Saturday at 10:19, and you're gonna say your goal.
I'm gonna say that realistically, I know we can have 3 locations by 2025.
I think so too.
By 2025, I expect to have 3 locations. And one of my biggest dreams or goals is to have a shopping center. Like I want us to buy a shopping center. And I want to put one of the Rain locations in the middle and then lease out the other
tenants.
Yeah.
The other location.
The other locations spaces. Or the other spaces to other people. And I want to have like a tanning salon, a shoe store, beauty salon, a nail salon, meal prep. So I want to literally shop in all of them. Like I want to shop in all of them.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for me, you know where to find me. Like that's my dream.
Let's put a Lululemon in there or an
Lululemon too, both.
That'd be amazing. It's going to be amazing. I'll say it like that instead.
Like I know that's possible, and like I'm not even looking at it in the money perspective. I know it's gonna be a good financial decision because I'm gonna pay attention to it, and because I like it. Like I want to be in it. I want to own that, and I look forward to having tenants and having a nice gym right in the middle.
Yeah, and the fact that you're so passionate about it now, I think that's what's gonna correlate to all those businesses being successful.
I know you want a shoe store.
I want a shoe store, but I'm gonna be spending all our money at the shoe store. Or they'll put a hair transplant store in there. Because your boy's going bald. But it's all right. I'm turning 29 this year.
We'll take you to Turkey.
That's going to be our next trip, to Turkey. But we do have a trip coming up. So I'm excited for that because we haven't had a trip in a minute. And we have been working pretty hard with the whole business loan, getting the project approved and all this kind of stuff. So I think it's well-deserved. And I'm excited for it.
So what's one of your goals? Like what type of business do you want? Like I know I already said like, or what do you want to do with the Rain? Like right now I said I want to have 3 locations. I want to have a shopping center. Mm-hmm. What do you want?
Out of Rain?
Everything. Business general.
For sure, I think 3 gyms is definitely attainable. And, people say get into real estate. And obviously, I want to get into real estate. I want to start flipping houses. I want to start buying pieces of land and building up communities. I think that's amazing to do. But owning a gym, I think a successful gym there's a lot of profit that goes into it. So it's not like a business that doesn't make money. And I enjoy though. Besides the money, I enjoy
But see,
the business aspect
you're
of it.
making it seem like every single gym makes money.
No, that's why I said a successful gym makes money.
But whatever success means to you, it doesn't mean to other people.
That's true. That's
Everybody
how
has
I
a
perceive
different
it.
definition on success.
Yeah, well, in my world, the way I perceive success, I think 2 locations, 3 locations of a successful gym in my eyes is perfect. What was that?
They cry.
But yeah, so that's what I want in the future is 2, 3 locations. I want another one in another city. Outside of the gym, I want a couple quadplexes, like a little 4 unit apartment, maybe a couple of those. You don't want to do that?
I don't want tenants. I want commercial tenants.
You're right.
I don't want to deal with evictions.
But if you have to evict, you gotta evict commercial people as well.
They're not gonna want to be dealing with that because they're paying thousands of dollars a month and they're investing in equipment and they don't pay the rent and we keep all their stuff. They're the ones losing. So
Very true. Very true.
they're more responsible, I think.
Yeah.
What I've seen so far.
Let me ask you this, because I don't know where I was going with my question, but if money didn't exist, what would you be doing right now?
I'll still be in the gym industry.
That's what you would be doing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be designing clothes. You wouldn't have your restaurant. I mean, your grocery store. You'd be in the gym business.
I mean, I would have some sort of business. A grocery store sounds amazing. I would. I mean,
the cost of groceries right now, I'm sure they're making a killing. Golly. But yeah, that's what you'd be doing?
Yeah.
The gym?
I mean, I would have a gym, a grocery store, a hotel.
You know what I would want to do?
What?
I would want to open up like a baseball complex of some sort, something related to baseball. And I don't really talk about baseball no more, and I don't really watch sports anymore. But growing up, I mean, that was a big passion of mine, was baseball. Even though you make fun of me.
I don't make fun of you.
But I would like to make kids that didn't have the best opportunities and give them a place where they can become good, or they can be better. They can work on themselves. I think that'd be great. And it wouldn't be extremely expensive because it'd be maybe like in a lower income area, but I think that'd be a great opportunity for them.
You know what I want to do?
What do you want to do?
Since you brought up kids.
You want to have kids?
No, I want to I want to offer internships at Rain. Like I want to go to U of H or UHD and be able to provide internships for business people or anybody starting something in the fitness industry.
I think that's good. I think I want to offer scholarships at Rain at some point. There's going to be a time where I think that Rain is doing well, and I think it needs to give back. And I think scholarships would be great to offer in the future.
I think so too. Like I would love to do that. We have a lot of students.
There we have a lot of students.
And I think it'll be cool if we like give them the opportunity to apply for Rain scholarships.
Yeah, because you never know how, even if it's like a little help, how much that means to them. You know, it could change your life completely.
And maybe little to you, it's a lot to them.
Yeah. I mean, think about the scholarship that you received at U of H.
Yeah.
That was life-changing. And there's no telling if you didn't get that, where our life would be right now.
Oh, I know. I agree with you 100%. I think as a student, when you have a full scholarship or a full ride, that's just a lot of weight off your shoulders. You don't have to worry about that expense. And that expense tends to be pretty significant for someone that
doesn't come from much
or doesn't have the resources available. I agree with you. That was definitely a life-changing opportunity, and I think that's the reason where I am today.
Yeah.
So I would love to offer some sort of scholarship to people.
On the topic of college, would you go back to school if you can start your life all over again and you were in a different scenario? You were born here, for one. Would you go back to school? Like, would you go to college? Is that the route that you would do?
If my parents own a business and they put me on game, no.
You wouldn't go to school? I think so too. I think there's a lot of value in going to college, especially if you grew up in a small circle, like
Yeah.
you know, where everyone does the same thing. All the same people that went to high school live in that area. I think the best thing I got out of going to school was just expanding my mind, getting out of the same routine, the same circle that I was in. And I went to 3 different schools. You know, I went to a school in Alabama, I went to school in Arkansas, and then U of H. And there's a lot of different personalities and type of people that I met along the way. You know, hillbillies, country boys. That's how I got into country music, because I went to college. Then I got you into country music. But I think that growing as a person, I definitely agree with, it was because I went to school.
Yeah. I think that made me see things in a different perspective. My mind started changing. I started seeing things differently. And I'm grateful for that because it taught me a lot. I learned more from people than actual school, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Or like I learned once I started my first real job that actually taught me stuff. But yeah, I don't think our kids need to go to college.
If they do, then I'm all for it. But I want, this is another goal of mine. Like I want to build something for them. I want them, if they want to run Rain or One Location or whatever, they want to be in that industry.
Yeah.
Then I want to give them all the tools that they can.
Yeah.
Or they need to be successful.
I mean, I don't care if our kid wants to be like a doctor or a dancer, the next president. All right, how do we get there?
Yeah.
What do you need to do? Let's start doing our research and let's get you there. Mm-hmm. That's how I see it. Like I want to be supportive.
Yeah, and that's our role as a parent, I think. I know we're not parents yet, but looking in the future when we do have kids, like I want them to come to us with questions, and like I want them to rely on us to be able to help them instead of like look at us like we're not even related to them. And I think that's the role of the parent, is you're supposed to put your child in a position to be successful.
That's how I see it too. Like I want the best for them. But I think in general, you want to be a good resource for your kid. You want to be able to put them on game. I don't want them to get bullied at school. I'm going to put them in karate, kickbox, boxing, something. Yeah. I am not going to get my kid getting bullied. And I don't want them to be a bully either. Because if they're a bully, I'm definitely going to beat their ass. Like, I'm not going to be scared to use a chancla if I need to.
No, chancla don't hurt. It's the belt. The belt or the hanger. Or you just get choked against the wall.
Oh my gosh. No, but I'm so serious. Like, I want them to be good kids. I don't want them to be bullies, but I don't want them to get beaten up either.
And I think that's communication, though. I think that's what's important, like having your kids talk to you.
Yes. And I feel like growing up, I wasn't able to talk to my parents. And now that I'm older and I see that, I'm like, dude, I would really, really, really want our kid to communicate with us. Like, I want them to be comfortable and feel like we're actually listening. Yeah. And
they can relate.
Like, I want them to be like, I need to go home and tell my mom this, or I need to go tell my dad. I mean, I don't want to be snitches either, but
that's cute though.
I want them to feel comfortable, like communicating, give me a hug after we have a conversation, and like I made them feel better. Like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be like, fuck, I have to hide this from my mom because she doesn't understand. Like, I want to understand. Explain it to me. Like, please talk to me. I want to be able to relate to you or help you feel better. And yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's crazy how growing up, you don't think about that. But until that's how you know that you're ready to be a parent. Like, I feel like we're getting close to be ready to be parents. I know they don't exist yet, but I do.
Would you want a daughter or would you want a son?
I don't care. I'm okay with one or the other.
Yeah, I would want a daughter, but I know that usually the daughter looks like the father. And I don't know if I want a girl that looks like me. Because I don't want her to get made fun of.
It's all right. She'll take it.
I definitely want a son, though. Like, one thing I didn't have growing up was I mean, I had my dad, but he lived in a different city. But I didn't have that like father son. Let's go play catch. Like I didn't have those memories. I would see those memories by when I stayed over, at my friend's house and they had their mom and dad together.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I see that and I was like, damn, that looks cool to have. But I didn't let it get to me. I know we had this conversation before. I mean, I would look at it in an optimistic way. Like I have 2 Christmases. I have more presents.
Yeah, but I think that also changed your perspective.
For sure. I in the perspective of, I knew that if I got married and we had kids, I am not getting divorced. Like I don't want to go through that because I'm gonna marry the person that wants the best for me, that loves me, that doesn't shoot me down. So why else would there be another reason to get divorced?
True.
If we're both happy.
Oh, I said
that's how you know you're ready to be a parent.
That's how you know you're ready to be a
Sorry
parent.
guys, our cameras died. But yeah, I see. I think that you're getting close to being ready because I see how you are with the puppies. Like you're carrying them, you have like a sense of joy, like when you're taking care of them. And I'm like, well, damn, I think she's ready for her own puppy.
Are you ready for your own puppy?
I think I am because it's easier to clean a diaper than it is to clean shit off a floor.
A lot of shit.
Eight shits off the floor, so
8 shits every 3 hours.
I'm ready for it. You just let me know. I think we're in a good position, but like I said, we have goals. I think after 2025 would be pretty good.
I think so too.
Right?
Yeah, it's not be perfect.
Anyways, what's another question you had for me?
What's your biggest fear?
And that's besides public speaking. One of my biggest fears is really becoming obsolete. And what I mean by that is not learning, not continuing to better myself, just becoming a fucking couch potato, a lazy motherfucker. I don't want to become a lazy person ever. Even when I'm retired, I will still want to continue to work on myself, whether it's pick up French or learn a new language or go living in another country. As long as I'm doing what I want to do, then I think I'm good. So I'd say, yeah, my biggest fear is just becoming stagnant. What about you?
My biggest fear is dying and not doing what I said I was going to do. Like when I'm ready to die, I want to be like, I got shit done. I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, kids. Keep making that shit grow.
We gave you the tools. Now it's up to y'all.
Don't be a lazy bitch. Use them.
Don't be like your dad. No, that's real though. But going back to what you said, your biggest fear is to not do what you said you were going to do.
Yep.
And what are you going to do? I think that answer changes like every year.
I want to be able to continue, like I said, continue to expand Rain, own a shopping center, travel more, build our house, build townhomes communities.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a deep question too. How do you continue to be happy? And how do you know that you're happy?
I know that I'm happy because I'm doing what I want to do. I have the freedom to make my own decisions. I have the freedom to do what I want with my day. I love that. I love having all this time with you because we get to know each other more every day.
Yeah.
We continue to do what we want, and not because of money, but because we want to. And I think time, like I've said before, time is worth so much more than money, bro, that you can never get it back. And I like spending that time with you, with our projects, with people that we care about, because it's so valuable. Like, you cannot get this back.
Yeah.
That's how I know I'm happy. I wake up with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not waking up by myself. I love that. I love that I get to work out at our gym. I love that we get to help our parents or the people around us. Like I like doing that. That's how I know I'm happy.
Yeah. I think for me, I know that I'm happy because I get to wake up next to somebody that actually cares about me and wants better, wants more for me. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, again, what you said is we have the freedom to do what we want. I know that, like, even if money wasn't a thing and bills didn't have to be paid, like, doing what we're doing now is what I would be doing. Because that makes me genuinely happy. Like,
yeah.
the conversation that we have at the gym, the people that we meet at the gym, the staff that we're like teaching them things, like all that is what I want to do.
Like, I don't mean harm when I tell people stuff. Like, I'm so comfortable with myself as a person. Like, I've grown so much as a person that I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I'm happy with myself as a person. I don't need validation from people in real life or social media. Like, and I mean that in a good way. Like, I'm happy with myself that when I see someone struggling, needing assistance, or doing good, doesn't matter if they're doing good or bad, like, if I give them feedback, I mean it in a good way. Like, I'm not scared of rejection.
Yeah.
It's more like, I'm telling you this because I'm being a good person and I want the best for you.
And you're genuinely telling them.
Yeah, like, either take the feedback and grow from it, or
move on,
disregard it and move on.
No, yeah, I know. I mean, that's really important too. I mean, you don't want to just be wasting your time or your breath. And it's okay though, because not everybody's meant to swim with us.
Yeah.
Or to swim with you.
Yep. And I think I do that a lot with our friends or my friends. Like, I always let them know things straightforward.
And that's a good skill to have. I mean, you don't really sugarcoat shit.
And I think they either take it in a good way or they might get upset. But I don't care if you get upset. Like, don't get upset at me for telling you the truth. Same thing to you. I let you know how it is. And that's because I care. If I didn't care, I would just disregard it and be like, all right, dude, be a bum. Do what you want. But yeah, I mean, I think that's my biggest toxic trait. Pushing people.
Tell them how it is.
Yeah.
I think it's a trait that not everybody possesses. Because some people are scared to hurt other people's feelings. But for you, it's not that you're trying to hurt their feelings. It's just they need to be told that and they need to hear that.
Yep.
So no, I'd say you keep doing you.
Thank you.
I'm the opposite. I don't like hurting people's feelings. I don't like putting them down.
But I think you're getting better at that.
I am.
I love it when you're direct.
The older I get, the more I realize, like, man, there's not enough time for me to be sugarcoating this for days, for weeks. Like, I'd rather just tell you straight up now. And I think that's just rubbing off on me. And me understanding that people need to be told that stuff.
So what advice would you give someone that lets fear get on the way to take risks?
I think fear is a great motivator, and you should be scared. And not scared where you're not going to do anything and ball up, but to understand that there's a reason why you're scared. So go after that. Don't let that be an obstacle.
I get motivated when I'm scared.
We're all going to be scared of something at some point. But are you really going to let fear stop you from doing something that you want to do for the rest of your life? Or whatever.
And then regret it because you didn't do it.
That's a big fear of mine. On fear. Is dying knowing that I didn't do what I wanted to do in life. You know what I mean?
That's deep.
Yeah, no, it really is. Like, think about it. You're 80 years old. Damn, I wish I would have done that.
I'm sure that's a shitty feeling because again, you can't go back in time.
No, I think it's a sense of failure. Like they feel like they failed at life. And I think having a grasp of that now, early on, is good. Because you're not going to allow that you to become that 80-year-old that didn't do what they wanted to do, because you're taking the risk now.
Mm-hmm.
You're not letting fear stop you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say some good shit, man. But yeah, so that's how I handle fear. That's how I would suggest or advise you guys to handle fear. It's a hit. Take it straight on. I mean, it's scary to start a project the way we did. It's scary to open a gym in the hood.
Because you don't know the outcome. You don't know what's coming.
But if you're passionate about whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter what obstacles you have that are in front of you. You're going to overcome them. But you have to be passionate in that. Right?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I was going to say, a lot of people are scared to deal with like the obstacles and working hard. But all of those moments is what make you.
It builds character.
It builds character.
Yeah.
And you have to embrace that shit. Like when something hard comes at you, don't let it beat you. Like, yes, you might feel like crap. You might cry. You might scream. But time yourself. Let me just give myself a minute to cry. All right. What's next? How do I move on from this?
Yeah, let's face it. Let's face that obstacle.
You have to face it, bro.
And
you can't hide from it. If you hide from it, you're done.
It's just going to be, you're going to keep becoming overwhelmed, stressed. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. Just do it.
You have to rip it off.
Yeah. Talking about life, I saw a video that said, what does anxiety feel like? And for me, I don't know what anxiety feels like when like people say they have anxiety, this and that. And I never really understood what anxiety was, because I feel like I'm not a very anxious person. I don't really get stressed out. Sometimes I do. Remember, I'm stressed. But the video said the best way to describe anxiety is when the plane lands and everybody gets up at the same time. And you don't want to take a long time getting your baggage whenever it's your time to come. You don't want to take a long time getting your baggage because you don't want the people behind you to fucking start telling you to hurry up. You know, you get that feeling? I get that feeling. I'm like, fuck, I gotta get my bag. We gotta go. It's our turn to go. And I was like, damn, that's what anxiety feels like. I felt that before. I've never realized what anxiety was.
So what does that have to do with this?
It doesn't. We can cut it out. Sorry. I just wanted to tell you that. I didn't tell you that the other day when I saw the video.
That sounds pretty intense.
But yeah, I mean, think about it. We're not anxious.
No. But yeah, I don't like being in a plane and feeling like that either.
Like it's my turn to go.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate that feeling.
It's like those thoughts of what other people are thinking about you. Yeah. But the older we get, the more I realize how non-important it is what other people think about us. I think I cared a lot about that when I was in high school. Like I always wanted to be liked. I always wanted to be cool.
Everybody does.
But what is that going to get you in life?
And I think it's funny that you say that, because when you're in high school, you don't really understand what life is about. You're so worried about having the nice shoes, having, the
newest phone,
cool friends. But let's be honest, all the cool friends, all the people that have the best stuff, they ain't shit.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And I don't want that for my kid, though.
I'm not buying my kids the best stuff. They're getting Walmart stuff.
Dude, our children are not getting Walmart.
Yeah,
shit.
They are.
They're not.
You earn your stuff.
They're not wearing Walmart. They're probably going to Target. I'll get them some shit from Target.
They're getting Target. It's the same thing.
It's not.
But
you see the people that go to Walmart?
I'm not buying them designer stuff.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm buying them Jordans. If they want to wear Jordans.
They better clean the house if they want to wear Jordans.
They're going to be hardworking.
They better cut the lawn. Better wash dishes. I'll have a checklist.
That's good. It's about holding them accountable. But anyways, guys, I know we are rambling in and just going in on different topics. But we want to know, what do you guys fear? How do you guys handle fear? How do you guys stay motivated?
How do you push for growth?
How do you continue to be hungry?
How do you continue to be hungry?
Me?
Yeah.
How I continue to be hungry or motivate myself to keep wanting more is to know that there's bigger fish in the sea. When I look at myself, like, and being completely real, I'm not shit. There's people making millions, billions of dollars at our age.
Mm-hmm.
And so to know that, it almost puts me back into square one. Like, damn, I need to keep working harder. There's always going to be someone that's going to be working harder than you. And I knew that, and I heard that in sports. Like, it don't matter how talented you are, someone out there is working harder than you. And it's real. You don't know what they're going through. They're probably fighting for their life.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So to know and to live by that and to understand that,
Yeah.
that's how you keep continuing to better yourself.
Yep. Instead of making excuses.
For sure. Excuses are like assholes. Everyone has one and they all stink. You never heard that?
How did you come up with that?
That's a saying.
I've never heard that before.
Because assholes stink.
But what if you have a butthole and you don't have excuses? Then your butthole doesn't stink.
No. We're getting too off topic, Abby.
You started talking about assholes?
Yeah.
Are you gonna suggest now that people should bleach their assholes?
Just because you bleach it don't mean they don't stink. But anyways, we want to know what you guys think.
You haven't asked me how do I keep pushing for growth.
How do you keep pushing for growth?
What?
What? This is why we shouldn't start a podcast.
Ask me again?
So what about you? How do you keep pursuing growth?
I just asked myself, what do I want to do this year? Like every time it's a new year, I try to keep tabs of my annual goals. Like I want to keep being better.
Yeah.
And I know that I have to keep working hard if I want to keep being better.
And I think you can take that into like your physique as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like working out.
Yeah, like I like to look good because I feel good. I feel more motivated. I want to be a hot wife, you know?
Yeah, a hot mom.
I want to be a hot mom. I want to
setting those little goals.
I want to show our kids that it's possible to work out, eat clean, have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to be a good role model for my siblings, my family or team. Like I want to be a good role model in general. Like
yeah,
I want to be able to show people that it's possible to keep being better.
Yeah.
Like just because you get older doesn't mean you have to let yourself go.
Yeah, but the way you said it, like every year you set goals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you keep continuing to grow.
Yeah.
As you set small goals. Mm-hmm. And then you keep achieving those goals.
Yeah. Like my goal this year was to learn French.
Let me hear.
So I have the app.
Okay, but let me hear some French.
Hold on. Another goal was to do more cardio because I was getting lazy.
Yeah, you were.
So I've been trying to do more cardio and I've been doing more cardio, not just trying.
Yeah. And you've been practicing French.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear.
Je parle un petit français. Je m'appelle Abby.
Eso está muy bien.
That's it?
Sí.
Give me more.
Bueno, mi gente, te aplaudo. Te aplaudo para mirar este episodio de Rain Talk. Hasta luego y hay más cerveza.
You're not being serious right now. You're not being serious.
I applaud you for watching this episode. Hasta luego.
But why are you saying it with an accent?
¿Cómo?
Habla bien.
Es porque yo soy americano. No soy ranchera como usted.
Usted, pinche pelón.
Anyways, let's close it out. Let's go.
We want to hear what your fears are. Talk to us about any topics that you want to hear.
I think next episode we're gonna have you bring on a guest.
Yes.
I wanna put you under the pressure. I wanna see how you handle it with someone and like run the conversation, because it's easy to look at my conversation with Lloyd and say, oh yeah, you were only 8 out of 10, but I want to put you under that pressure.
I agree.
And I honestly, I do enjoy seeing, like, putting you in spots like that and seeing how you overcome them. because you're growing. Just
Thank
the
you.
same thing with doing the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
And I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
But we'll see you next week. And let us know what you guys think. All right.